In this tutorial, we're going to be creating a 3D model of a house that we can use in a game engine like Unity, and we're going to be doing it in about 5 minutes. To do this, we're going to be using a tool known as AssetForge by Kenny. If you don't know who Kenny is, I've put a link to both his website and a link to purchase AssetForge in the description below. Kenny has provided over 40,000 assets for people to use for free. I've used several of them in the videos on this channel. I've used them in my prototypes. Several of the assets are good enough to where I could see someone putting them in an actual published game. Definitely check out his website and definitely buy AssetForge after you finish watching this video. So to begin using AssetForge, I'm going to select New in the top left, and I'm going to click on icons on the left and then place them in the world. So you can see as I add icons, it automatically alters the height when I move it over another object. If I want, I can drag it up using the arrow keys, so I can change the height manually. If I want to create multiples of an object without going back to the left over and over again, I can hold down the Shift key. And you'll notice that in the bottom left, the controls are contextual, so you can always see what you're able to do. Left click for select, press delete to delete something. Right on the mouse is rotate. You can use the arrow keys to move, or I can use the middle mouse button. I can scroll in and out with the middle mouse key. If I select an object, I will get contextual information, so I can press H, J, or K to alter the object by mirroring it, or UIO to rotate the object. And that's about it as far as controls for AssetForge. It's very simple. It doesn't take very long to learn at all. But we want to make a house. So I'm going to select New to clear this out. And I click on the folder in the top left, and I'm going to move to the Castles category. And I want to create a house, so I'm going to look for a floor. You can see stars next to some of these different 3D models. And the stars are for the deluxe version. There are going to be updates over time, and more of these are going to be added in. But the default version has several wonderful assets already. So I found a floor here. And I will click to place it. And now let's scroll down and find a wall. So I found a good wall, but this would be a very tiny house, so I need to expand my floor. I could scroll back up to the top and find the floor again and replace it, but instead I'm going to click on these white squares, and I'm just going to expand. So instead of a 1x1, it's now 2x2. If I want to create more of these, I click on the left. To rotate it, I can press the space bar, and I'm going to hold down the Shift so I can copy it. And now I have walls. My floor is a little bit off kilter, so I can left click to select it again, and I can alter its size to make sure it fits. And now I have a working floor and working walls. I need to add a roof. So I've added a roof, but it's the wrong size. I could find another roof. There are several options here, but I'm just going to click and drag and move this to fit my current house. So let's give it a little bit of an overhang. Okay, and now we need a door, so I can scroll through here. There are walls with doorways in them, but I'm just going to use this door asset. Let's pop it out. And there we go. We have a house. I can click on configuration up at the top, and let's change this to a sky at sunset so it looks like it's actually someplace. And that's about it for making a house. If I want to clean this up a little bit, I can click on this button here, and I can click the plus button to create a new material. And then once I have it selected, I can click to change the material on the actual objects themselves. Hit the plus button again, and this little checkerboard texture icon, I can actually click on these built-in textures. I can say I want this to be a brick house. So now we have a brick house, create a new texture, and let's just give it like a stone brick roof. And I don't like the whiteness, so I'm going to actually change the color, and just for the heck of it, let's make this blue brick. So we now have our house. That's it. If we want to export this for use in a program like Unity or Unreal, up in the top right, there's the export options. There's 2D Sprite and 3D Model. For 2D Sprite, you can select different camera presets. So you can have an isometric view, you can have a back top view. This side top 45 degree left, this looks like something you would see in like a Legend of Zelda style game. If you click the add 45 degrees button, it will actually rotate the camera so you get different angles. But clicking add 45 degree and saving one file over and over and over again would take forever. So what you can do instead is batch export angles. So you can take 4 directions or 8 directions, and then you can save all the files at once. You also have different options here, like lowering or increasing the shadows. You can make the ambient occlusion go up or down. And there's also color filters you can use. So this winter color filter I like a lot. This actually looks very much like a sprite that you would see in certain indie games. That's it for 2D sprites. For 3D models, you can export an OBJ or FBX. And it has the option of either merging the blocks together as one object, or you can keep them separate so you can edit it further in Unity or Unreal or wherever you're putting it. And that's it. That's the basics of AssetForge. That's how you'd use a house. There are lots of different options. There's little Lego bricks, there's city bricks, there's a helipad, you've got a garage door, different sorts of roofs, floors, walls, stairs. There's aircraft, vehicles, primitive objects that you can build just about anything from. And it actually has the ability to import your own blocks that you've created or found elsewhere, as long as they fit within the guidelines. And I may be going over that in another video. If you're interested in purchasing AssetForge, there's a link in the description below. If you want to explore some of Kenny's free assets, you can click on his little green alien showing up on screen to go to his website. If you're looking for some free knowledge, try checking out Brackey's or Sebastian's YouTube channels. They both have a wide array of tutorials already created that you can use, and have recently started a How to Make an RPG in Unity tutorial series. AssetForge is a perfect fit for creating content for an RPG, so make sure to follow along with their tutorials. I hope to continue making more useful tutorials. If you have created a useful asset or know of any great assets that can be used with Unity, send me a message and I'll look into creating a brief tutorial on the subject. I had to take a small hiatus due to the birth of my twins, but I've been able to get back to working on my own projects and creating tutorial series. Expect more videos in the near future.